Yes, John Jones responded to Tom Aspinall, saying, I've faced the absolute toughest competition this world had to offer for 15 years now. During camp for title defense, I sustained a major injury that requires surgery for the first time in my career. Now I have newcomers requesting I get my championship stripped. 0 wins over legends, 0 title defenses, and already thinking you can call the shots today. Now, that's hilarious. In my 15-year career, I have seen so many guys who are supposed to be the next big thing. There's only one there's only been one John Jones. Never forget that. Okay, ouch, man. He's not gonna. He's not vacating that belt. I mean, he's injured. So he's gonna wait for him to come back. I think it's gonna be like a year. Aspinall's got the vacant belt on it, whatever it is. Fuck knows, man. Basically, to be honest, if Jones comes back, I believe he should fight Aspinall. Do you know what I mean? But he's not gonna, is he? He's gonna fight. What's his face? He's gonna fight Stipe, isn't he? But he's gonna fight Stipe because he believes Stipe, has been the best heavyweight. He's a legend, isn't he? But he's old, isn't he? Jones should beat Stipe. Do you know what I mean? Although Stipe, he's not gonna go out like Cyril Gane, is he? He's gonna put up a bit of a fight, isn't he? But the fight that people are excited, I want to see Jones versus Aspinall, because Aspinall, he's bigger than him, isn't he? He's like 6'5". I didn't realize like he's such a big guy. He's bigger than Jones. 6'5". He's bigger than him. Plus he's like in terms of like his broad, his size. He's a proper heavyweight, isn't he? Big guy. He can punch very fast. Good boxing. He's got jiu-jitsu as well, hasn't he? He's decent wrestler. He's not gonna just get taken down easy or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So he's a tough matchup for Jones because he's so quick for such a big guy. I know people. Yeah, he's so big, such a big guy. So this is a guy who could, potentially he does have a chance of beating Jones. Do you know what I mean? Most of the guys Jones has struggled with have been his size, haven't they? What's his face? Gustafsson. Reyes gave him a tough fight. I mean, Reyes arguably won that fight. Who else is there? Light heavyweight. Towards the end, the fights he didn't really have. He wasn't really performing that well, was he? He's saying that he was bored and all that, maybe, but like I said, his last best pal probably Anthony Smith, and even that he dominated. But I wanted him to finish him, but Anthony Smith is tough, isn't it? What's it called? But Jones is tough to beat, isn't it? Aspinall, I feel, should get the title shot next. Or either way, I hope Jones fights Stipe because get that money fight. He's a legend, and then he needs to fight Tom Aspinall, and then he can ride off into the sunset. Do you know what I mean? I think Aspinall deserves that shot. Do you know what I mean? He's got the power, he's got everything to beat Jones. But problem is, he's fighting someone who's got that experience, but at the same time, Jones he wins the fight before he wins most of his fights before he gets knocked again. He studies the fighters that he's fighting so much that he just understands them so well. Do you know what I mean? I think there was a clip before the Gane fight when he's at the press conference, he's telling him his weaknesses, he's telling him everything, and you can see Gane's face dropping. It's like, fucking hell, I've got no chance in it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, matchup wise, obviously Gane is not really a good wrestler, is he? So, but either way, he demoralized him straight away just before getting into the octagon. Do you know what I mean? So Jones is very good at that. He's very good at breaking people down. He's very confident. He's very good at seeing himself victorious. Weird. He's very good at analyzing fights, and he basically he sees himself victorious. It's weird. It's like he knows you so well. He's like seen your combos so many times. He's seen everything that you've got on tape and everything that he knows how to counter it. He knows how to basically just beat you. And so he sees himself winning. Do you know what I mean? He's got that belief. He's so strong in him winning. Do you know what I mean? And he's very logical as well. Like I said, when he breaks down fights down, he's very logical. And, he's not overconfident. He's never overconfident. You know what I mean? He comes across confident because he's done the work, basically. And so Aspinall is going to have to study Jones. There's plenty of tape. He's going to have to get into a mode where he sees himself beating him. Do you know what I mean? That's the key. He has to see himself beating him. Do you know what I mean? He can't just go in there and not believe that he can win. Do you know what I mean? So it's, because sometimes belief in it comes either through seeing yourself doing, in your head, doing something over and over again. I think that guy who did the first time he broke the record 1500 meters. No one ever did it, but he's seen himself running that time and whatever, overcoming it. Or you take action, by doing something. Basically, it's weird. You can do it two ways. You know what I mean? Where you take action and you eventually gain that confidence in doing something. Do you know what I mean? So it could be like in the fight, for example. He lands. I don't know. He lands a good shot. He gets that confidence in the fight. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that, innit? When you're fighting someone, you see, I can do this. You say to yourself, you know what, I can do this. I've landed a good shot. I can beat this guy. You gain that through that. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you see teams like football level, they lose to a really good team, but they've given a good account of themselves. They think, next time we can beat these guys. They believe. Everything comes down to belief. You have to believe that you can do it, and he has to believe that he can do it. Because Jones, he knows how to get into that position where you can see it. It's like even when he's talking about fighting Ngannou, he started to see himself, beating him. Do you know what I mean? So Ngannou's a big puncher. He could knock me out. Do you know what I mean? But if I survive the first round, what if? Do you know what I mean? I can. He started to see it. He see it in his head that I can win this fight. Do you know what I mean? Because Ngannou's, he's a bad man in it. So, that's why he does a lot. Do you know what I mean? He speaks because, but he like I said, he's such a student of the game that he's gonna be a hard person to beat. But he's beatable. He's not really looked that good as even Ngannou. I don't know. He looks slow to me, but yeah, that's the fight we want to see though.